Hello, I'm Brian Foster, and we're talking about Spiritism again today. Today we're talking about please don't argue, converse with others. Why do I say that? Because yelling and showing base emotions to convince others to follow your point of view seldom changes minds. A person needs time to absorb new ideas, analyze them, and then transform their thinking. All of this requires calmness. Once emotions are too powerful, the person hearing the other's point of view is only defensive and is unable to process new ideas. This is especially true when discussing spiritual manners. Most have their own set of ingrained beliefs. Hence, as an example, when I talk about Spiritism, I relate my experiences and what led me to discover the true magnitude of the spirit realm. If I see them growing bored with my history, I cut it short and mentally say to myself, I will try another day. But if they seem engaged, I then wait to see their reaction. Many times they will tell me about unexplainable spiritual occurrences. Then I relate to them how everything is knowable once you understand Spiritism. Let me give you an example. I was talking to a person who used to be my boss in another job, and I started talking about Spiritism and spirits. And I didn't know what he would say. I knew him pretty well, but spiritually, his ideas, I did not know. But then he said, Oh, yes, I believe in spirits. And I said, Well, how did you come to that? Then he told me about his father, who escaped from Poland after the Nazis invaded it, went to England, and fought for the Polish army against the Germans. His father said that at night when he dreamt, he would be told where the Germans were waiting to ambush them. And then in the morning, he would tell the troop, okay, I know where the Germans are going to attack us. He would lead the troops. He'd be the point man, which is a very dangerous position. But then he would say, okay, this is where they're going to attack us. And then they learned to give him credibility. He knew where they were going to be attacked. The spirit world wanted him to live and wanted, I guess, his whole troop to live. And so this is just a fantastic story. But then it got better. I said, then when the war was over and he was getting ready to be mustered out, he had this vision of this house with a white picket fence in front. And so then he went to England and they said, okay, we'll give you a house. And here he was with a house with a white picket fence in front. It was, he just knew these things. And he said, and so my friend said, yes, I believe in spirits. So you never know. I had another friend who I started talking about that. And he said, yes, something strange happened to me. He goes, when I was driving, and I was driving pretty fast on the road, it was in a country road. And then I felt like my father said, slow down, a deer is going to come out. And I slowed down, and then right then a deer darted across the road. If I hadn't slowed down, I would have hit that deer. Who knows what would have happened to me? So you never know who you talk to, what they will say when you talk to them very calmly and ask them for their experiences and their ideas. It's better for us to engage in dialogue than to try and preach to someone in order to force them to think what we are thinking. It doesn't work. And it's just when they talk about motivation, a person can't motivate another. You can only give them the tools to motivate themselves. And this is all part of becoming a more mature spirit, which is why we're on earth, which I've said many times in many videos. We are here to rip out our primitive emotions and replace those with more advanced love, charity, fraternity, honesty. And part of ripping out primitive emotions is not to get too emotionally engaged and not become enraged, because then your emotions go out everywhere. They fling around the universe and come back to you, and it's not good. You want to be calm, but you can be focused. You can be deliberate, and you can have a lot of faith and willpower in what you're saying. People pick up on that. But when you have that primitive emotional energy, then people, all of a sudden, they're defensive. So this is just one talk, and if you would like to learn more about you as a spirit and you as a human in this temporary physical body, I recommend you read my book, The Spirit Universe. This will help you understand who you are, where you are at in this physical world. What is the earth? Does the earth have a future? Which it does. Do you have a future? Which of course you do. You are immortal. You go through life after life in the quest for perfection. God bless.